Hello and welcome to the show. This is Everything Under the Sun. My name is Ty. Hope all of you are doing incredible today and taking care of yourselves and valuing yourself for everything that you are. So often in this world we will think many things that will criticize and judge ourselves and condemn ourselves and keep ourselves exactly in a place that we don't want to be in. And it happens so often because we allow this thinking mind of ours to place judgment and criticism on almost all things in the world, including the things that we believe and the things that we feel. And this is where the problem comes in, because we find ourselves in conflict. Many times you've heard the saying, I'm in conflict with my heart and my head. We often find ourselves in conflict with the things that we're feeling and the things that we're thinking. And really, it's the thoughts that are causing this distress and this disruption, because what we feel, when we want to move towards what we feel is passionate for us, it feels really good. When we want to be exactly as we are and just feel what that feels like, it feels really good. And we find ourselves feeling that really great feeling and then coming in with these thoughts that seem to criticize, and it's like, oh, I should be different. Oh, I should be thinking about this. Oh, I should probably just stay in this situation because it's what everyone else is telling me to do. We find ourselves in conflict with the passion in the true direction that our heart wants to lead us to and the thoughts of the world. This message is going to be short, but it's meant to be one that invites us to let go or set aside just for a moment that thinking mind and to start moving with our heart. Start moving with what feels good for us. That true feeling of joy and bliss and joy that we get from just being ourselves and moving in the direction that feels great for us, without those judgments being casted upon it. And I've said this in so many different ways about moving with your heart or moving with your feelings or utilizing your feelings to get closer and move closer to that place that you want to be. But as I've said before, words don't teach, and it's up to you to feel that. If we don't feel it, then it doesn't ring true for us. All the truths that we hold within ourselves, whether they're false truths or not, they're held with some kind of deep emotion. And the emotions that feel good are the ones that are resonating with that truth of who we truly are. The rest are false truths, and they don't feel good because they are false. As we start to value the direction that our heart wants to lead us to, we can find ourselves exactly where we want to be. But it's up to us to make that choice, to set aside and cast away the judgments and the criticisms that the world would have us tell ourselves and cast upon others. Let go of them and set them aside for a moment and feel what it feels like to be truly yourself and move in the direction that feels good for you. What do you want for yourself? What do you want out of this experience? What do you want to feel? It doesn't matter if there's chaos that is all around you. You are able to look around you and choose to either see all the chaos and be impacted by that, or see all the chaos and see that you yourself could be exactly in whatever state that you choose to be in. You don't have to succumb to the thoughts and the chaos of the world, and even if that chaos is dwelling within your own mind, you can set that aside just for a moment and just be. Feel what it feels like to just be. Feel that peace that comes from just being yourself, without judgments, without criticisms, without the need to do anything or be anything outside of where you are, without the need to feel as though you have to do certain things to ascend further, or do certain things to be more in tune with your partner, or do certain things to be the ideal parent, or do certain things to please and appease those in the world around you. It doesn't matter. Let go of all those things. Feel what it feels like to be at peace. Our feelings are something that's so incredible as a discerning tool. Because again, if it doesn't feel good, it's not the truth. And if it feels good, if it feels like it invigorates you, if it feels like it revitalizes you, then that is the truth that you've always sought. And as we move more in tune with that, more truths will come to us, more of our truth will come to us, and it will feel good. But it's up to us to use that tool of discernment, that feeling tool of discernment, to direct ourselves in our lives. And when those thoughts come in, those criticisms, those judgments come in, give them love. Because they, in truth, are just passing clouds. They're things that may seem to linger because we give them attention. But as we give attention to the feelings that feel good for us, then those clouds will pass away. I'm not saying that there will be no more clouds in your sky. I'm saying that you are able to use this discerning tool, your feelings. You're able to use these feelings of yours to ask yourself, is this the truth that I want to hold within myself? Does it feel like the truth that I want to hold within myself? And bring yourself back to that feeling of peace and joy and harmony within yourself for just being yourself. And it can be very hard. I mean, easier said than done. And many times the things that I bring about in this podcast are easier said than done. But when you make that choice, when you decide to make that choice, it is something that becomes easier and easier as we do this work to practice it. Because we've been practicing the ways of the world for years. For years. We've been practicing the ways of the world and the thoughts of the world. And the world will tell us that you need to do better. You need to be better. You need to do all these other things in order to fit in with whoever is around you. And all these things don't feel good. They feel constricting. They feel binding. And as we begin to let those go and let those ideas and beliefs shed from our experience, we can be more free in ourselves. And we can trust that feeling that we're having. And so often, our feelings are something that's incredibly powerful. And as I've brought this example before, maybe you've had a close friend that to everyone else seems to be just doing just fine. They're smiling, they're laughing, they're seeming to enjoy themselves, but you feel that there's something off. You feel that there's something not right. So you pull them aside and you ask them, hey, is everything okay? Are you doing okay? And they tell you that they've been struggling, that they're actually hurting really bad. And it's not something that other people picked up on, but you felt it. And our feelings are something so powerful where it doesn't tell us only about our experiences and what we want for ourselves and helping us to achieve what we want for ourselves, but it also helps us to recognize what others are experiencing around us. There is a connection that we have, and it's something so powerful. And as we just listen to the emotions within ourselves and hold those with value and treat them with the utmost appreciation for allowing us to recognize the truth and the not truth, then we can also bring that to experiences outside of us. And we do it so naturally because it is something that's so natural for us. You didn't have to practice anything to know that your best friend is hurting, even when they have a smile on their face. You didn't have to do anything to understand that. Yet the understanding came to you. And as we do the same thing with ourselves, we can see, is this something that truly makes me happy? Or is it a happiness that's coming out of the comfort of everyone being okay with me? Is this a happiness that's coming out of the comfort from not needing to be vulnerable? Is there something more that you want for yourself? Is there an experience that you desire to have for yourself in this life? Feel your way to that and know that your feelings are something that is guiding you to exactly where you want to be. And when we find ourselves in deep, dark sorrows and sadness and pain that seems inescapable, there's something there that we are meant to gain from that. There's something that we're meant to learn from that that's telling us that whatever situation, whatever feeling, whatever thought, whatever belief that we are holding about whatever it is that's keeping us in that place, it's false, it's not true. And it's up to us to find our way back to that truth. And finding our way back to that truth is feeling our way back to that truth. It feels dark, it feels dense, it feels heavy. It feels like I'm holding the weight of the world on my shoulders. It feels like no one understands me, and it feels like I'm alone. These feelings don't feel good. Feel your way back to the truth of your oneness, your wholeness, the fact that you've never done anything wrong. You are perfect just as you are, and you are never alone. You are abundant, you are great, you are powerful, you are strong. These are things that feel good for you. They send chills up your spine. They make you feel more in tune with who you are. Feel that. And as we go through this journey, as we go through this life, feel your way to where you want to be. Don't allow the thoughts of the world to bring you down any longer. I've had so many conversations recently, and this is what inspires this topic today, is really just hearing the desire for change that so many people around me are wanting to experience. And of course, the new year often brings this idea of bringing new things into our experience and starting a new walk and letting go of things that no longer serve us. But this year, I feel like it's very potent. I feel that people are truly wanting to desire what is more. What else is what else is there for me? What else am I? What else is this experience for? I know that there's something more. I know that there's something more. I feel it within myself that I can be and do anything that I want to do. And it's conflicting with these thoughts that I've been told over the years that I should just stay in the safe job, that I should just stay within the lines. It's conflicting with that, but I feel that that is my truth. I feel that there's something more. I know that I'm meant for something more. And you are. You're meant to be exactly who you are, and you are incredible. You are truly incredible. And as I said before, words don't teach, so feel your way. Do these words feel good to you? And if they feel good to you, that is you feeling it. And that's you using this feeling of discernment to discern what is true. When things feel good for you, when they feel like, yes, this is what I've been wanting for myself. When we feel that within ourselves, when we lay in bed and we get excited about the joy of doing something or pursuing some dream, that is your passion, that's your desire, and that is your truth. It's up to us to start to move in a world where we are moving towards what feels good for us. And what an example that we are showing for others that are to come around us, others to come after us, others that we love and adore. How much of a benefit is it for them to see that it's okay for them to let that vulnerability be present and to move with their heart, to move with what's passionate for them, because they see you doing it. And they see that it brings you joy. It brings you enlightenment. Because enlightenment is just lightening of this weight that we hold, this weight of the world that we seem to hold, this weight of density, this weight of darkness, this weight of sadness and feeling of weakness and loneliness and loss. That is the density, and as we let go of those things, we feel more light. We are enlightening ourselves. That is enlightenment, is moving towards that light, that lighthearted feeling. It's not necessarily a physical light as you would see it, but a lightness within your essence, within your being. And it doesn't come until we feel our way to it. It doesn't come until we feel our way away from those not truths. And it's not to reject them. We allow them into our experience and we welcome them because it's telling us that I've been holding on to a belief that no longer serves me. I've been holding on to a belief that is not true towards who I am. And that's what this feeling is telling me. I'm holding on to an idea of the world that the world wanted me to believe, and I've believed it. I've planted that seed in my garden. I didn't know I was even planting it, but I've planted it and it's here. And I appreciate it so much that it's coming to my awareness, because now I can make that choice to let go of that belief. And it is work. It is a process. It's something that we're constantly doing, but it's always our choice. And as we make that choice and use this discerning tool of our feelings to make those choices more for us, then more and more we'll find ourselves being able to make that choice a lot easier. It's almost like autopilot. We'll start to just make that choice for what feels good for us. We'll no longer surround ourselves with the people that don't feel good for us. Sometimes it takes us to get to that breaking point where we're around someone and you're just like, you just treat me terrible. You treat me so terrible and I just can't take it any longer. And we start to go with what feels good for us, which isn't being around that person. But we don't have to go to those depths in order to make that choice for peace, for joy, for abundance, for love. We don't have to go into those depths to feel that. But if we do go into those depths, there's nothing wrong with that. Because what an experience that we get out of it. The experience to realize that we want something different, that our truth is something different. Now is the time for us to make that choice for peace, for love, to make that choice for ourselves, to move with compassion, to move with love, to move with our heart, and to know that no matter what fear comes up, whatever obstacles seem to come up, as long as we're moving towards our truth, the truth that we feel from deep within ourselves, as long as we move towards that, then there's nothing that can truly harm us. It doesn't matter what words people say to you. It doesn't matter what looks people give you. It doesn't matter what judgments people cast upon you. Give them love. Give them compassion, and give yourself love and compassion, and keep moving with your heart. Because you will find yourself doing extraordinary things, and people will want to follow their heart as well. We start this shift by shifting within ourselves. The shift that we want to see in the world, it starts within ourselves. And we cannot change anyone else around us. We can only shift what's happening within our own experience. And others will see that truth. They'll see the lightness that starts to come in your embodiment. They'll see the lightness that's within your essence. And they'll want that lightness within themselves. Because we all want that lightness within ourselves. We all want that weight lifted off of us. So as you embody the love and peace that you know that you deserve, you will see others around you starting to want to embody that as well. And that is something that's truly a miracle. Because truly, as we do this work for ourselves, we are uplifting all of humanity. We are helping all of humanity by a smile, by a look in the eyes, by a fearless move towards something that's truly magical. And that's something that can't be replaced. That's something that can't be wished away or washed away. So follow the truth of your heart. Cast aside, even for a moment, the thoughts and the judgments, the beliefs of the world, and feel your way to where you want to be. And if you are in a dark space, if you're in a place where you're feeling stuck, feel that. Ask it, what is this telling me? What is this telling me about beliefs that I hold? What is this telling me about the situation that I'm in right now? What does this tell me about the direction that I want to go in my life? Because often what we're experiencing, we want to feel the very opposite, unless it's something that is joyous and blissful and meaningful and purposeful and abundant. We have this amazing tool of our feelings, and it is something so incredible. And I've said this many times, and maybe I'm using just different words, but maybe it resonates in a different way. But it's something that's so important for us to make that choice. It's so important for us to move in that direction. And it's so important for us to be ourselves. Because then we're allowing others to be themselves as well. And that is truly something so beautiful. So that's all I really have for this episode. If you have any thoughts or ideas or anything that you'd like to share, you can send us to everything.sunpodcasts@gmail.com. You can join any of the social media pages. Instagram, everything.sunpodcasts. Twitter, @everysunpodcast. And the Facebook group, @everysunpodcast as well. And yeah, that's all I got. I love you all so much, and I'll talk to you soon.